Today we will be making elephant toothpaste. So to make elephant toothpaste, we will need hydrogen peroxide, dried yeast, dish soap, a bottle, and safety glasses and gloves for protection. Now, do you think elephant toothpaste is actually used for cleaning elephants' teeth? Well, weirdly, the answer is actually no. This elephant toothpaste actually is not used to clean elephants' teeth. Now let's talk about what elephant toothpaste actually is. So elephant toothpaste is a science experiment that creates a lot of foam, usually coming out of a bottle. When hydrogen peroxide and yeast are combined together, they produce a lot of oxygen gas, and with dish soap, that gas can form bubbles of foam. So to do the elephant toothpaste experiment, we first need to measure out 100 milliliters of this 40 volume 12% hydrogen peroxide. So this is a mixture of 12% hydrogen peroxide. I think you could also use the 3%, the 6%, or the 9% hydrogen peroxide type, but I think this 12% will work better. This hydrogen peroxide can irritate your skin and eyes if it gets onto your skin and eyes. So you should put on gloves and safety glasses. I'm going to put on safety glasses and gloves and measure out 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. So this is about 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide, and this is the type used for, I think, for bleaching hair. So it's the cream type, which is a little bit white and a bit thick. This type can be found at pharmacies. Now we are going to measure out 1.5 tablespoons of yeast and 4.5 tablespoons of warm water. We will mix those ingredients in a different cup. So now I have mixed up the yeast and the warm water in this container. And now we are going to pour the hydrogen peroxide into that bottle. Okay, so this is the hydrogen peroxide in the bottle, and I accidentally spilt a little bit on the floor because I didn't have a funnel. It would probably be better to use a funnel. Now we are going to squirt 1 squirt of dish soap into the bottle. Okay, so I have mixed the dish soap into the hydrogen peroxide, and we are going to pour the yeast and water into the bottle very, very quickly, and then quickly move away. Okay, ready? Oops. I think it is actually coming out, making bubble foam. I think it's just very slow. Okay, so this is the foam coming out. It is a lot slower than I expected, but it is foam. And I don't think I actually had to quickly move away, because the reaction actually wasn't that fast. It's still going. Okay, so it's been about a minute since I poured the yeast water into the hydrogen peroxide, and it's still going very, very slowly. Now the foam that came out looks a bit wet, and it looks like it's quite watery. So I think maybe it would have been better if I added a bit more dish soap. Maybe a big squirt of dish soap. Now, I think we need to prepare this experiment quickly. Like, you need to mix up the yeast quickly and quickly pour it into the hydrogen peroxide when it's in the bottle. So I forgot to talk about a few things because I had to prepare this experiment quickly. So I forgot to say that you could put some food coloring into the hydrogen peroxide before putting the yeast and water in, and that will make colored elephant toothpaste. I didn't have any food coloring, and that's okay because the reaction will still work the same. It will just be white elephant toothpaste. Also, hydrogen peroxide by itself will usually also release oxygen, and the yeast is called a catalyst, which speeds up the reaction of the hydrogen peroxide producing oxygen gas. So a catalyst speeds up the reaction. Now the hydrogen peroxide turns into water and oxygen gas. So then it will not really be dangerous anymore. It will not really irritate your skin anymore. But it's still best not to touch the foam because there still could be some unreacted hydrogen peroxide. Now, to dispose the foam, you could put a plate or tray or something under the bottle to catch all of the foam and pour it down the sink. But mine is all on the ground now, So I think we can just use water to wash it away. It should be fine. There shouldn't be much hydrogen peroxide left. Okay, now I am going to tip the contents of this bottle out and see what is still in there. I think maybe there is still some liquid. Maybe there is still some hydrogen peroxide in this bottle. I think maybe I should have used a bit more yeast, so it did not quite make all of the hydrogen peroxide produce oxygen. Okay, so that is the elephant toothpaste experiment. Unfortunately, the reaction was not as quick as I expected, but it was still interesting to do this experiment. I will look at more experiments like this to do in future videos, and I will see you next time. I will have to wash this foam away and wash off the bottle while wearing gloves now.